Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the KF Podcast. KFP Top 5 Favorite Video Games. I want to say thank you for listening. If you just found us on YouTube, check us out at kfpodcast.com and the KF Podcast and all your other social media needs, YouTube. And also check us out at SoundCloud. We have fresh weekly content where we talk about news of the week, nerd style, stuff going on, comic books, movies, video games, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Whatnots. So we got the normal crew here. We got Brock.
Hey.
Justin.
Yo.
Donald.
Hello.
Myself. We're going to run through our top 5 favorite video games.
Of all time.
All time. So, if you listen to our top 5 movies, animated movies, I'm going to try to go different. So I'm going to start with Brock.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So,
I didn't get my paper out yet.
Are we starting with, we're starting with number 5.
No, I figure we go 3, 6, 4,
well,
2.
remember when Perry did that one time?
That's right.
Are these in order? Well, yeah. Like
the top 5.
Top 5, you dumbass. Let's start with I was just reading them off. In at number 5.
All right, I have Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition.
Solid.
For Sega Genesis.
Solid game.
It was the first one you could play with the 4 Shadowloo characters.
Yep.
It also had 4 brand new characters that were only available in that game at the time, which was Cammy, T-Hawk, Fei Long, and DJ.
DJ.
So I was always, because I had Genesis, not Super Nintendo, growing up.
You were that person.
Yeah, I was mad because they never made a Street Fighter game, and I always loved Street Fighter. And
Yeah.
then they finally put this one out, and it was way better. Had double the characters.
I was
from
a
the Super
Sega
Nintendo.
person, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Good
I think
stuff.
those.
I ended up with both.
Yeah.
Look at you, fancy.
All right, Justin, what's yours?
Super Mario World from Super Nintendo.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's
Good game. It's fun. Is that the one with Yoshi?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I love Yoshi.
And Yoshi in the cape, and that is kind of what put it over for me for all the Mario games.
It's a good game.
Solid. All right, Donald.
My number 5 is Mario related, but surprising. It's Dr. Mario.
Dr.
Really?
Mario.
I love Dr. Mario so much. When I had that on Nintendo, I would play it nonstop, like all the time. And I was so good at it that people would like play against me to see if they could be. I'd go right to level 20 and be like, we're starting a tournament. Like when I went to Slippery Rock, we would do tournaments, and I would start at level 20. And they'd be like, I can't go level 20. Like, that's where you go, level 20. High speed, just bam, 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 bam. It used to bring me so much joy clearing a bottle of pills. I love Dr. Mario. I can play it nonstop. I have it on my computer. I play it on an emulator on there once in a while, but it's so slow.
I got that game for free with Kool-Aid points.
Oh, Kool-Aid points. All right, so is it my turn? Did you do yours? You did Dr. Mario.
I just did it.
Sorry, I'm out of it. I apologize.
Instantly forgettable.
So my number 5 is they put the same game out every year. I did my WWE 2K games. That's not my number 5.
Just all of them together.
Well, because it's the same game, they just update the roster. It's much like having Madden or something else.
I thought it was going to be that beach volleyball game.
Soul Calibur? No. Is that what that was?
No, with the girls do or die or
Dead or Alive.
dead or alive
yeah.
beach volleyball.
I have that game.
Dave Mir, Triple X.
So, you love the WWE games.
I play it all the time. I basically fantasy book through it, download a bunch of indie guys, make belts, make arenas.
It is your thing.
It
It's
is
your
my thing.
annual thing.
Yep,
Brings
So.
you joy.
it does. All right, Brock.
In at number 4.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time for the SNES.
It's a solid game.
It had 2 more levels in the arcade version. Mm-hmm. They kept going. It was fun because all the villains were like themed.
That's a side-scrolling one, right?
Yeah, because they went to like the Old West and there was like a Western themed like Bebop and Rocksteady and stuff like that. It was just fun.
Yeah, you gotta love a Western-themed bebop.
I thought they were maybe they were the pirates. I can't remember, but I just remember playing that like crazy.
That was a fun game. Really fun.
Yep. All right, Justin. In at number 4.
Another Super Nintendo title,
All right.
Pilot Wings.
Pilot Wings. Wow.
Oh, I remember playing that a lot.
When I was younger, I wanted to be a pilot, or not be a pilot.
I wanted to be a
a
pilot.
pilot's license. And so any game, like I loved all the like the flight simulators. My uncle had flight simulators that I would play on his computer. But when that came out for Super Nintendo, I played that constantly.
Good. I was surprised by that one. I didn't think Pilot Wings would make it into the game. But you never let me down. You never let me down. There's always a good one on there.
I try.
All right,
My turn?
I'll forget.
Yeah, you'll forget. This is an odd one people probably don't know. But when we first got PlayStation 3, was it on PlayStation? Is it 3 or 2? We used to play a game called Splashdown. It was a Wave Rider game. You'd race Wave
That
Riders.
was on 2.
It was a 2?
I'm pretty
And
sure.
it was, you remember the group SR-71?
Yes.
They sang that song. They played that game. It was the theme song to it. Me and my kids and our like nannies and everyone that lived with us at the time, we'd play this game nonstop. I love this game. You do the ice board. It was just racing sea
It was like Cruising USA, but on Sea-Doos.
It was just sea doos. You could jump them underwater and ride them all over. I used to play this game.
How does that work?
You would
How do
jump,
you jump them underwater?
and then you would go, if you would put the nose down, you'd go under the boat and then come up the other end. It was like a trick you had to learn. I would do handstands on it and everything like that. I absolutely love this game. I love this game so much. I've tried to find it again for like newer PlayStation, and I can't find it. They never made it again. They don't make games like this anymore. Everything's too serious.
It's true.
This was just fun. It was just riding Sea-Doos, having a blast. I love this game.
All right. Well, my number 4 is something that was already stolen, and that's Super Mario World.
Oh, you and Justin
I
have
hope
a
we
lot.
steal Ken's whole list again.
The whole list is going down.
No, you guys didn't get my other one.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, that's true. So yeah, I always like Super Mario World. And the one reason I liked it is if you played with a buddy, it gave you reasons to replay the boards, so you could get all the extra ways to get out of a level. So you could then go find all the switch boxes and all that kind of stuff. Is stuff that I like.
Yeah, the hidden stuff in Mario games are always exciting and
Yeah.
fun.
Now that's like the first game I can remember. Well, Super Mario 3 kind of had it,
Yeah.
but that was the first one that really had like all the.
Well, even the
secrets.
first Mario had warp worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like with a different exit. I don't know.
Yeah, with something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool.
So
I remember recently, speaking of the original Mario Brothers, I just tried to play straight through, and I realized that I never played like levels 3 through 7.
And they're so hard.
yeah, like I always just warped past them.
Oh, it's warped right on by it. You're like, man, these are
Oh,
hard.
there's this one where you're real small and all the bad guys are huge and stuff. I'm like, I never saw this before until
Yeah.
like 2 years ago.
Isn't it like there's like a giant land or a big land or
Yeah.
something like that? It's really tough. Yeah, you're right. I'd always skip past it too.
just get to World 8-1 and then I die. All my lives will be wasted in 8-1.
Moving on.
All right, number 3.
Number 3.
Time Splitters for PlayStation 2.
Solid.
That game came out when I was laid up with a torn ACL, so I just played it like crazy, and all my friends would come over. We'd be in my room till like 3 in the morning playing Time Splitters tournaments. 4 players on tiny little screens. This is before big TVs.
Time Splitters.
But it was great. I think they didn't hold up as they kept making new ones. I think the first one was still the best.
I remember just playing that in the arcade, and it wasn't that good.
Mm-hmm.
But
Cool.
yeah,
The unlockable characters were the best. They were just goofy. Like there was Duckman Drake was one of them. Our favorite was always Robo Fish. It was just a fish bowl where there's a little fish inside with joysticks, and he would control his big mech body.
that's hilarious. What in the Sam hell are you doing?
I don't know. Just go. Justin, next.
Number 3, Siphon Filter for PlayStation.
I don't know if I remember this game.
It was like
It was a
espionage?
third person like spy. You had to use a lot of sneaking around levels and be unseen. And you would get bonus points for being unseen instead of just blowing through and killing everybody. There were a lot of like sniper levels where you could get night vision sniper scope and just sit in a corner and just pick people off across the map.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember playing that game for hours.
Cool.
It was a good one.
Siphon Filter. All right, who's next?
you.
Me. My number 3. You know, I've talked on the show before being a big Lego game fan. The one that started my love of playing a lot of these was Lego Marvel Superheroes 1. I think it's the best one they've ever made because it had, at the time, it had the full cast. Had the X-Men, the FF were in it.
Yep.
Everyone was in it. The Avengers, the Mutants. There's a huge cast of people in it. Even a Havoc and a Polaris in that movie.
Characters
Afterwards,
never used.
big open world New York City. You can walk around in. I loved everything about it. The sequel to it wasn't as good. It was different. They haven't been as good as that one. Now that maybe they got everything back together, they'll make a good one. But I love Lego games. I could put all of them in at number 3 because they all are. I love playing Lego games.
All right. My number 3 is one of the greatest fighting games ever made. And it's Mortal Kombat 2.
2 was the best.
2 is the
Yeah.
best one.
Why 2?
2, you got to play with all the new characters. It was the first time they did anything different. Like, they did multiple fatalities. They didn't do friendships in 2.
That was in 3.
Yeah. I think there was something else, too. But I remember playing 2 on a Sega Genesis at my buddy's house. We had the blood code and one-button fatalities. And we would just play tournaments all night of MK2. It was great.
I was very young when that game came out, and I remember Ames used to have the Sega Genesis set up with that game playing, and I played that game like crazy at home, and I knew every fatality and stuff. I was probably like 8 or 9 years old when that game came out. I'm just sitting there at Ames while my parents were shopping, and I almost got my ass kicked by these older kids because I was just hitting them with the fatalities and stuff. Man, what are you doing? Like, it was great. I loved it.
Hills, I remember Hills had it on one of theirs, and
It might have been Hills at the time. I don't
was it
remember.
Cranberry?
No, it was Baden.
See, the
believe it or
Hills
not.
and Cranberry, I think, had it on their like Sega Genesis for a while, but it was good. It was solid. It's a great game.
Jax was my favorite character.
I love that you could play as Shang Tsung in that one,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd always do the 3 fireballs and the 3 fireballs up. Just keep doing a rotation of those, and then suck their soul. That was like a soul sucker.
Soul Sucker.
All right, Brock, into number
Number
2.
2.
The original Kingdom Hearts for PlayStation 2.
It's
Good
your
one.
game.
It's what Disney Infinity could have been, but they dropped the ball on with like mixing all the worlds and stuff like that. And
They were more worried about making collectibles than they were making it.
exactly, and for whatever reason, they wouldn't let Marvel and Star Wars cross over. This game, everything that was in it crossed over. My favorite part of it was the Hercules Coliseum was in it, and like it was like a ladder system. Like you would fight all these really little guys, and you would eventually like build up, and you ended up fighting Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
as the last guy. I never did beat him.
I stopped playing it when I had to find all. I was trying to find all 101 Dalmatians, and I got to like the Alice in Wonderland level. And I'm
You
like,
found 97, you gave up.
Yeah.
But you can always go back. That was what was great about that game, is they made it seem like once you left the world you were done, but once you unlocked the Pinocchio world, the monstro fish that swallowed him was like a bridge between all the different places
Yeah.
afterward.
Cool.
It was kind of neat.
Justin,
Number 2,
number dose.
Midnight Club, Los Angeles.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a
It's a racing
game.
game.
It's a racing game,
For PS2?
and it was really the first racing. It was
Rockstar.
PS3.
Yeah.
It was really the first racing game that used like an actual city map, and it was so accurate. There are videos online of like people driving to their house in game, and the customizations you could do to the cars, little mini games and things that you had to do. It was spent an obscene amount of hours playing that game.
That's Rockstar, isn't it?
Yeah.
What system was this? How long ago?
PS3.
PS3, yeah.
PS3. Okay, good. All right, my next.
Yes.
My number 2 is Tecmo Bowl 3.
3.
Oddly enough, yes. The original Tecmo Bowl was great because I would play as Walter Payton, but there really was no competition. You would
Yeah.
just kill somebody.
Unless you play as Ronnie Lott.
2 opened it up and you had more options, and it was it was fun. You could do more. But 3, which a lot of people, I don't think it was as popular, was like the first game you could really. I would play it with a bunch of people. We would play like seasons. We pick names out of a hat, and that's what team you'd got. And we would play that game for hours and hours and hours. Play the whole season, do the playoffs. It just it played real well. It had like, instead of the 8 plays, I think it had 16 or 32 plays you could choose from. I mean, it was short, one. It wasn't like Madden games, but it was just
Madden
simple.
has too many plays in it.
It does.
It was so much fun. I used to love playing tournaments on that and getting all the way down, especially when I played it when I was at college, and there was about 15 people on our floor playing it. So every team was almost a player, other than you had a couple easy bouts against the computer or whatever. But it was a great time. I love that game. I still wish I could play that game.
Fun.
What's yours, Ken?
All right, my number 2 is Fallout 3.
Okay.
I love all the Fallout games. And
Three's the best.
3, I think, is the best because it's the... Fallout 4 was good, but whenever you had to start getting into a mech to do anything, or get into your power suit, I wasn't a big... it's all right, but I like the fact that in Fallout 3 you can actually just have a power suit and wear it all the time. You don't need to worry about battery cells or anything like that. It's just like armor that you wear instead of having multiple layers of armor in your stuff. Also, too, I just think it was more difficult. It was harder. Fallout 4 got a little easier. I think they tried to make it more fan-friendly. And, yeah, I enjoyed Fallout.
Fallout 3 was on what system?
Xbox One? Or no, Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you gave me Fallout 3 to try it out?
Yes.
And you were like, go try it out. And I was like, okay. I got out of the bunker and I'm on my own. And I was like, oh, I went to some guy and I was like, he was like, do you want to trade something? And I was like, what controllers do what? And I shoot the guy right in the face. And then everyone's trying to kill me. And then I just spent the next hour running from everyone till I was brutally murdered. And I was like, this game stinks. And you're like, we don't kill the guy. I'm like, I didn't know what button it was. I was like, yeah, I think I want to bang. And they were like, oh my God, you killed the nicest guy in the beginning of Fallout 3. And then it just went to hell.
Yeah. And it's just, I think Fallout 3 is great. It's also very difficult. And actually, if you play with the lights out, there's a lot of jump scares. I don't know, I just think it's the best.
I've never played that. I have it. I own it because whenever I got Fallout 4, it was bundled with it.
Yeah.
So
Fallout
I need to play
76
that.
anywhere near as good?
I still haven't played it yet.
Why, it's still downloading?
I downloaded it, but I feel like I need a day. I need a day to get into it. I haven't had time to be like, all right, this is my Fallout 76 day to get into it. Okay. So I haven't played it.
All right. Going number ones.
Number 1. Is that me?
Bullet. Yep.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, my number 1 game for the Xbox is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh.
The original one.
I have that, and I think I played it on 360.
That was a good game.
Because it was
It was it was BioWare, so it was the first choose your own adventure kind of thing. You could either be good or bad.
Yeah.
It was the first game of that type, and I tried to play 100% good, and I actually did it. I made it the whole way through. The plan was always to go back and be evil, but I never did.
Yeah.
It's a long game.
It's tough to be evil in some of those games.
Yeah, it seemed harder because every evil action you did, there was an immediate consequence.
Yeah.
Cool. Justin?
Number 1 should be pretty obvious for me. Ark Survival Evolved.
What about the pirate game?
Yeah, what about the
PC?
Can I please tell real quick? The other day I talked to him. He was playing his pirate game, his new Atlas game, and he was riding around like Johnny Depp on this pirate ship. And this ghost ship started chasing him, blew him up, destroyed him, and he lost all his stuff. Ready Player One, he lost everything. Everything sunk to the bottom of the goddamn ocean. He lost his ship. He lost everything.
That's amazing.
He got killed, and he respawned in the village in suspenders and a bucket or whatever he was wearing, and just gets killed. Loses everything. He told me about it. I was hysterical for 10 minutes.
I love that a ghost ship just showed up out of nowhere.
It's great.
It's just one of the enemies in the game. So
could you have defeated the ghost ship?
No, the ship that I was using, I don't have any guns on it, or I didn't have any guns on it. It was just a small ship for me to get around. And usually I could outrun them. I was having some issues with lag and some stuff in that particular section.
All right, go back on track. Talk about Ark. You love Ark.
So Ark, it came out in 2015. As of right now, I have 2,934 hours in the game.
Wow.
I thought my 400 on Pokemon was bad.
Wow.
And it's an open world survival. And I think the thing I like about it is if you want to, you can play online with other people, but you can also play completely by yourself and just build whatever you want. And that's the way I play most of the time, and it's just really fun, and it's entertained me for almost 3,000 hours.
What did you figure out over there?
Justin, you've spent 121 days straight playing that game. 121 hours.
121
Days. 121 days. How many months is that? Math.
That's 4 months.
You spent 4 months. You spent a quarter of a year of your life. The existence. You should never complain about never getting anything done in your entire life. You devoted 4 months of your being.
That's great. All right, let's move on.
Wow.
Who are we on next?
I don't even know.
We just did
You.
Brock. Me.
No.
Yeah, me.
You.
My number one favorite game of all time is the original Halo.
It's a good game.
I bought the Xbox. I never played shooter games. Never liked them. I wasn't a Doom guy or any of that stuff like that. Halo was fantastic. Like, I couldn't stop playing that game. I fell in love with that game. And for me, the first time you encounter the Flood, it is a really creepy, crazy scene. Like, I remember playing that at night in my kids' bedroom, like, with the earpiece on to listen to it, and it's like, they're coming through the walls, and the people are dying. I was like, this is freaking me out. Like, it was really cool. The original, I played 2, I played 3, I never played anything before that. After that, I never played 4 or 5 or anything like that.
I played 3 and 4 in ODST.
I never did any of those other ones, but the original, to me, I could go back. I would actually like to go back and play that again.
They re-released it for Xbox One with updated graphics.
Did they? I'd like to go play that again, because that was so much fun. The guns were so great. It was so easy. It didn't make me sick like other ones did. It just flowed so nice. So yeah, Halo.
Good game. My number one is Skyrim. Elder Scrolls 3.
You were a big fan of that game.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
For many years.
I actually liked it so much that I had it on 360, played a bunch of it, then Mindy got me the updated one for Xbox One, and I played it again and beat all the stuff on it. So I liked all the story arc, all the different customization you could do. And it falls under a lot of stuff, problems I have with Fallout 4, where it's too easy at times, but it's still fun to play. So, yeah, Skyrim is my go-to.
All right. Anybody have any quick honorable mentions?
My favorite wrestling game was WCW versus the World for PlayStation.
Even more than Revenge?
Yeah, because what I liked about this game is it was like the unlicensed like baseball and football games at the time.
True.
They had all these wrestlers on it and stuff from different companies, but they had like similar names.
Yeah.
And their movesets were the same and stuff like that. That's what I liked about it, because it was like actually like you had WCW guys versus WWF guys and ECW guys, but they just had slightly different names.
Just a little different.
I liked WWF No Mercy. That was
For
like
N64.
Yep, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
That's still the engine they use today, basically. Those single button grappling and all that stuff.
Pretty much, yeah.
Justin, did you have any honorable mentions?
I had on here Minecraft. I've got quite a few hours in that. I don't know how many, but a bunch in that
5
too.
months.
And no, not as much as Ark. I've played Ark more than anything I've ever played. And Red Dead Redemption 2, the new Red Dead game. It's awesome.
All right. I don't think I have any. I think I'm good.
Mario Kart's good.
Mario
Yeah,
Kart's
Mario
good.
Kart.
GoldenEye.
I was really.
I liked Perfect Dark better.
Perfect Dark was a great game. Perfect Dark was a better one-player game, but it wasn't as good as a party.
That's true.
Oh, I know which one was big for me. I really liked Super Mario Galaxy for the original when that came out. That was a lot of fun. I played that for a long time. Cool. Galaxy 2 wasn't as good, but the original one, we had to sit there and spin the remote and do all that weird stuff with the Wii, you know.
The Wii game that I was most hooked on was WarioWare.
That was fun.
Smooth moves.
The Wii was good. There were some good games on there.
But,
all right,
everyone. Please like, share, subscribe, invite, tell your friends, write down what you think that we missed or what your favorites are, and kiss your mother in the mouth.
Later.